Hey guys, Major Kid here, back with another DMR loadout, this time for the Striker 45. And even though there's not traditional DMR, someone requested this in my comment section, and as promised, here we go. As with all of these DMR loadouts, a quick disclaimer that this is my personal opinion, and you're more than welcome to disagree, even if you are wrong. Before we start, something that I do have to mention, and that is that this is the second DMR loadout requested by you guys, the viewer. So not only is this going to be a guide for the Striker 45 and the best attachment setups, we're also going to be directly comparing this to the last DMR loadout that we did for the Fennec, as they are both SMGs and share the hollow point round conversion. But enough talk, let's get into the loadout. As always, there are three things that I look for in a DMR. That is reliability, accuracy, and speed. But first, we're going to look at the base stats for this weapon. Striker 45 has a rate of fire of 629 rounds per minute, and a damage profile of 34, 25, 22, and 19, with an estimated time to kill of 194 milliseconds, with the first damage value topping out at just over 22 meters. The base weapon will aim down sight at 200 milliseconds. Now, the 12-round hollow point mags that we need to make this into a DMR will speed that aim down sight time by a total of 2 frames, bringing it down from the SMG standard of 200 milliseconds down to a crispy 168 milliseconds. The 12-round hollow point rounds will hurt our fire rate, bumping it down to a 513 rounds per minute. But this is within the burst. You will still get a burst delay of 67 milliseconds, which is a tiny bit faster than the 75 millisecond delay of the Fennec, but in real time, that 5 millisecond is negligible. Looking at the damage, the Striker will now do 48, 34, 24, which is a huge boost compared to the 34 damage of the base weapon. This will result in a 3 or 5 shot kill. There is no 4 shot kill range for this weapon. The Striker will require up to 2 bursts to kill, unless you get a headshot mixing with body shots, as it has a massive headshot multiplier, taking the damage all the way up to 77. That is the only way to get a 1 burst kill. But there is a caveat with the hollow point rounds, and that is in the time to kill department, as the values plummet from 194 milliseconds all the way down to 300 milliseconds, making it way slower than the base. However, there is one redeeming quality about the 12-round mags, and that is the range. Taking a look at our range values, the hollow point mags will boost our first damage range up to 26 meters, and that's going to be anywhere in the body. And then 35 meters as long as you're hitting the upper torso. Something that I want to point out with this weapon is that it works best in semi-automatic. When it's in burst mode, you are committing to 2 bullets every time, wasting 1 round whenever you secure that perfect 3-shot kill. First on the list is reliability. As always, mission this takes gear. And that mission is close quarter CQB woodwork, focusing on agility and precision. The first attachment for reliability is going to be the 400mm stainless steel barrel with a damage range boost of 35% and a recoil control to make those shots. But it does come with a pretty massive hit to our aim down sight time, slowing us down by 3 frames, and a 3% hit to our movement speed. Something that I forgot to mention is that the hollow point rounds max out our movement speed all the way up to 101%. So this 3% hit is literally nothing. We can still operate really fast with this weapon. The whole point of this barrel is for that damage range. That way, if we need to challenge someone at a distance, we can do so confidently. Looking at our new ranges, our new 3-shot kill range to anywhere in the body is now up to 30 meters, and 47.5 meters to anywhere in the torso, just shy of my 50-meter standard for multiplayer. Next is accuracy. The Striker with a hollow point rounds and in semi-automatic, it's pretty accurate. Taking our look at our recoil pattern, our bursts are super tight, but I also wanted to put the recoil pattern in semi-automatic because that is the only way to use this weapon. With the TTK being not that competitive, that translates to me not having time to wait for that burst delay. In semi-automatic, there's pretty much a close range FAL with a bit of a faster fire rate. Now, let's not forget that the 400mm barrel does help with recoil control. So taking a look at our new recoil pattern, there's pretty much a laser beam. The third and the last thing on the list is speed, and that's where we're going to drop all of our attachment slots, starting off with the F-TAC G5 EXO handle. This is going to shave off 1 frame out of our 8 down sight speed, and 1 frame from our sprint out. It's going to take away some of the recoil control, negating the effects of the 400mm barrel. Taking a look at our third recoil pattern, nothing to write home about. The recoil is about the same as the base weapon, so no harm done. Next, on our need for speed is the XRK Gen 3 stock, speeding us up another 2 frames, but hurting our aiming stability. Now, to wrap it all up, the 5mW laser. The reason for the 5mW laser is to help with the hipfire accuracy for those close range freakout moments, but more importantly because it shaves another frame of our sprint out time. Meaning we can fire faster when we come out of sprint out, as this is a run and gun. Now, for those who are not keeping count, the base striker will aim down sight at 200 milliseconds. When we add the hollow point rounds, that takes away 2 frames, with our new aim down sight speed being 168 milliseconds. The 400mm barrel will add 3 frames, pushing us back to 216 milliseconds. The XRK Gen 3 will have a yo-yo effect by taking away 2 frames, speeding our aim down sight time to 184 milliseconds. And then the F-Tac G5 XO handle will put us right back where we started when we added a 12-round mag to the base weapon at 168 milliseconds. And this is what our final weapon looks like. All lean and mean. Taking this into Warzone, I will replace the F-Tac G5 handle for a tactical suppressor. The reason why I picked tactical over monolithic is that the monolithic only gives us a 7.5% more damage range. That will take our 47-meter range up to 50 and costing us 3 frames, and that is simply not enough. I will also replace the XRK Gen 3 stock for that Merc foregrip to tighten up the hipfire spread a little bit more and add more recoil control. However, I don't recommend this for Warzone. 12 bullets is just not enough. This is a good closer, however, something that you can switch to eliminate enemy players once they're down, but not something to use as a primary, especially when we talk about dealing with multiple enemies in squad-based modes. Now, comparing this directly to the Fennec, this has worse range but way better bullet velocity, and it has a better damage profile but a slower fire rate. The Striker is just better and an all-rounder for multiplayer, but the Fennec is better for CQB work in Warzone, and that's how that cookie crumbles. If you enjoyed this episode of the DMR Loadout series and want me to cover another weapon, leave your recommendation down in the comment section below. Hit that subscribe button and turn your notifications on to get notified when my videos go live. If you have any questions, hit me up on Twitch. The link is down in the description below. A like rating is always appreciated. Also, check out my other DMR loadouts. Link to the playlist in the top right hand screen. Well, that's all for me today. I'm Major Cade, and I thank you for watching.